Buying a PC at the moment is an absolute mess right now. 750 Ti's are going for $200 apparently, and people are charging an arm and a leg for a quote-unquote gaming PC that's no more than just an office PC with some RGB fans slapped onto it with a picture of it running the Fortnite menu screen. Fortunately, it's not all too bad, as good hardware deals are still around, and with some time and patience, you can still make a decent gaming rig if you're on a tight budget. And today I wanted to share some of my experience of buying and building a budget gaming rig in 2021. So come along and I'll show you some of the deals I was able to pick up and maybe give you some ideas if you're in the market for a budget PC. The first thing I picked up was the CPU, motherboard, and RAM combo for only $120 on OfferUp. Included was a 4th gen Intel i7 4790K, an Asus C97A motherboard, and 16GB of DDR3 memory. These older i7s have always been a great value for the money because with 4 cores and 8 threads clocked in at 4.2 GHz with this particular model, this should still provide a solid gaming experience even though it's still, 5-6 years old. The Z97 boards are also something to keep an eye out as they still have a ton of modern features like an M.2 slot supporting PCIe storage like an NVMe SSD. Which is what I'll be throwing in here for a boot drive. I picked up here a Teamgroup MP33 NVMe SSD. This is a 256 gig drive that I paid about $33 for. This is a very modern drive and should feel pretty snappy when using Windows or loading up applications in general that are installed onto the SSD. Although it should be keep in mind that I did have to install a BIOS update to the Z97 board as it does require that before you can enable NVMe storage. And since 256 gigabytes is rather small for a gaming PC, I did pick up a 3.5-inch 1TB drive off eBay for only $19.99. And running all those games is going to be on an RX 570. This is probably still the best bang for your buck GPU at the moment right now, as I was able to pick this up for $60, which is actually a really good price at the moment, as these cards are going basically what MSRP was 2 or 3 years ago, which is unfortunate. But if you are patient and maybe ask nicely, you can still find really good deals on these cards, and it still provides a solid 1080p experience. And finally, powering the computer is a 600 watt power supply that I picked up off EVGA's midweek Magnus sale for $30, and everything is housed in a DIYPC case that I picked up for $50. It's got some RGB and decent airflow. But don't just take my word for it. I've tested a handful of games to show you what this PC can still do in 2021 as a 1080p gaming machine.
Gangsta shit, nigga. Look who's possessed. What's up? Funny with it, man. Oh, no. Show some respect here, nigga. The man they couldn't put down his back. Come on now. Yeah. I gotta spend my day with another middle-aged fool trying to carry his youth.
We spotted KPA patrols down on the beach. Use your binocs to tag them before you run into line.
Alright, so what'd you guys think of the performance? I'll throw the total cost of the build up on the screen at the moment, and let you guys decide whether or not this is a valuable PC or not. Given that most games did run greater than 60 FPS at 1080p with a mixture of medium to low settings in each game, I thought it did rather well, with the exception of Cyberpunk, which was an optimized game. It still was a playable experience even in that game. But given the price point, I still think this is a fantastic deal at the moment, especially as a lot of these older i7s and Z90s or Z series motherboards are still have not been affected too much by the increase in prices of new computer parts of the past 6 months. A lot of people are still upgrading to newer components and selling their old secondhand parts on the used market. If you got a good used market, I highly suggest looking at these parts, as there can still be good values and pretty good bargains like this one to be had. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me today on this video. If you liked the video or found it useful or helpful in any ways, please feel free to give it a like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and hey, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you have a good one. Take care now.